Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. That was a very weird echo in the background. My name is Evil Dragon. Who's echoing the background? I've got two people with me. One of them's echoed already, so they're broken. I'm joined by Mr. Owenwire. I'm joined by that person called Jacko, who's actually my boss, and if I say something wrong, he'll beat me. Say hello, ladies.
Yeah, welcome to the Kia series. We forgot to mention that, but you did break your microphone now when you shut it into at the start. So that probably was part of the echoing issue. But yes, me and Jacko have infiltrated the Kia series box to get a sneak preview of what Thursday is going to be like. Although we will try and make this interesting as well.
Yeah, interesting place to be. It's like a BTEC Cup series, but not quite as good as BTEC, isn't it? But here we are, Owen. Tuesday night. It feels just awfully wrong, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But hopefully Liam has been watching all the season to carry us through it. I mean, I've been driving in parts of it, but not very well.
Yeah, poor Jacko here. I've cursed him so much. He's actually just left. I can't curse him if he's in the commentary box. So, I mean, Okeiki's in here, so I mean, I guess I can still bully one of the admins. So there's that one, isn't there?
Yeah, I suppose we could say that one.
Although, why are we bullying OKK now? Like, you know, nicest man in the world.
He is, but he's also the most unluckiest man in the world. Because every time I'm commentating, he normally ends up upside down in the wall. I mean, we are at a circuit which is renowned for being very quick. It's very scary. I get scared of this circuit a lot as well, of course. It is about 28 million corners. Which is accurate. I think it's 23 corners to be exact on this circuit, which completely aren't named. I don't think any of them are named. So I call it Sector 1 is the scary sector. Sector 2 is the slightly less scary but still scary sector, and Sector 3 is the flat out and also scary sector. So there is your three sectors. Now, Jacko, you historically have a lot of luck at not hitting walls. So tell me, what's it like? Have you driven this circuit?
A lot of luck at not hitting walls. Only when you're not commentating, though. I personally have only done one league race around here, and I just so happened to spin out of P6 and hit the wall and DNF. But I have driven it. For what's actually got me this week is hearing the amount of drivers who haven't driven this track yet, even though they've had the game. Well, it's been on the game since November, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So a lot of drivers actually having their first league race here right at the end of the game cycle. So you can probably expect a little bit the unknown tonight. And as far as JACKOCAR goes, we had a weather manipulated all-star race in December. And that was chaos on its own even before you brought the weather into play. But I'm looking forward to seeing the first timers try and drive this very high-speed track.
Yes, I've only driven it once or twice in a sort of racing context, and both times it's ended up with many people in the wall. It's a very fun track to drive when you get it right, but when you're in a Championship 5 race, there's going to be a lot of nerves out there, and I think, you might get the old really big accident, and so safety cars will certainly be a factor, and there is potential for weather here, as we saw in the All-Star race. So, yeah, hopefully they'll all keep it out of the wall, but at the same time I think we sort of hopefully do end up in the wall. It's a weird situation to be in, but I'm looking forward to it regardless. If you're wondering why we're waiting so long to get out on the track, it's because there's only 17 of the drivers, so we're basically using all this time to talk about the race, and as at this point we should probably bring up who our Championship 5 are. Evil Dragon.
Yes, right. I wasn't planning. I never know who's where in the championship. Jacko, you know more about me, so you do it.
Conveniently, I have the qualifying times up, and two of the drivers have gone very early, so I'm going to tell you in reverse order. So last out in qualifying is Yori, and then Faz is right ahead of him, and then this is where it gets interesting. You've got Matt Rosemont and Jess Ball, who are not Championship 5, followed by Kingan. Kingan is 5th out from last, and then you've got an array of drivers all the way back to the first two out, which is Jake Warrior and Leroy. So 2 Championship 5 drivers in the first 2 qualifying slots.
Yeah, and the first one then, out onto the track now. No, I've got all these stats in front of me because JACKOCAR 2 Twitter posted them last week, so we know that Jake Warrior has got 3 victories this season and 1 pole position. So, certainly a better racer than a qualifier, but if he can make it 2 poles tonight, that'd be actually quite remarkable considering he's going out first. But with the amount of mistakes people might make later on, maybe you want to be out first, set the benchmark, put people under a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, it's always going to be the key thing. Now, speaking to Jake and looking at his time trial time, he said he's struggling here. He's slower than Jess. He's slower than me for some reason. I'm actually 0.1 second behind you, Owen, so I don't know how this has happened.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. Something really happened. I'm actually quicker than Jacko around here as well, so I don't actually know what's happened here for once. Even Budget may have managed to go quicker than Jacko, so... there we go. Jacko is.
I am here, by the way. You don't have to drag my name constantly, but it's
I don't know.
Says the man who called the league after himself.
Yeah,
indeed. But
deserves some sort of abuse for that.
Yes, here we are, Luke. Jake W. Combs, he is a commentator as well. A very good commentator as he comes down towards the last corner, getting ready on his lovely purple livery. It's got a bit of blue on it. It's shiny, it's got black and red tyres, his helmet's blue, he's got the lovely Pride flag on as well, because don't forget we are in the lovely Pride month as well. But here we are then with Jake down towards turn number 1, and you spot your braking zone, it comes up pretty quickly on the right, and then of course hit it all the way on the left. You can take a lot more curb than you think on the right, and then it is through 2, 3, and then it's into one of the 162 corners on this circuit. This one, chuck it on the left, really hook it up. You can run it all the way on the right, but he takes it a little more gently through here. This section here, completely flat out, if you get it correct. These drivers here, we might not see them try and take it flat out. They might be a little bit conservative right now, but later on we might be seeing some drivers take it flat as they now come down out of sector 1 and into the long, slight banked corner around here, which takes you back up towards the end of the circuit. But don't forget, we're not even got 25% through this track yet, and we're already heading back to the start area through the rights and then the lefts, and then don't hit the wall on the outside, which I've done many a times, and you lose the wheel if you hit the wall, and then spot your braking zone in about 100 seconds, because this straight just never ends, it just keeps turning, and then spot your braking zone, there it is on the left. Get on the corner. You can take a little more of the exit through there as well. The curbs and the track limits are a little further out. That curb there is the only curb on this track that actually throws you off because it's a raised curb. Actually, in real life, it's a flat curb, but for some reason it's raised. And then now spot the braking zone down here. There it is. 100-meter board. Chuck it into third gear. Get the front end turned in. Build the revs up. And it's a nice straight line to the finish, apart from the slight little kink, which makes it not quite as straight.
I tell you what, it's a very good lap, so I wouldn't listen to a word of what Jake's saying about, oh, I'm not very good round here.
Well, I don't know.
Jake
He did avoid pretty much every curb in that first sector. He scrubbed a lot of speed off there. We're going to be a little bit critical of it. There's time to be fine there, but I suppose it's a good benchmark. Now, can we have another look at Leroy's liveries? We're loving these in the Cup Series, and he's got a bit of purple on this one tonight. So we've gone from green last week, which is involved in a massive pile-up, to purple. So we'll see if the purple and blue works better than the green and blue, or blue and blue, which he's had at various points this season, of course, going for the title tonight.
Yeah, indeed. Good first sector, good second sector. It was purple, up to the line. Let's see what Mr. Hasselager can do, and it's Hasselager 1, Jake 2 so far then. And now, who is next to do a lap time? It's the
Michael
boy.
Okeke.
Mr. Michael Okeke, my lad, my boy. The man who often he goes into a wall, he just tapped the ball. Exactly what I said, he just tapped the ball. There we go. Perfect timing. Here is OKK. This person here is beautiful. He's probably going to get PTSD from me speaking to him, but as long as he doesn't hit the ball here, he'll be fine. He takes a nice wide berth. That's actually pretty lenient through that. Goes over the curb, which doesn't throw the rear end out, which is all nice to see, and then it's just down towards the last corner, around what is the in between the legs pretty much, because the one on the inside, and well, there's the ocean on the outside.
And we'll see how he gets on then as he comes up towards the line. Again, we're staying very far away from the curves compared to what Leroy was doing, especially in the really fast left-right there to start sector 3. And you can see where that has lost him time. 2.2 seconds off Leroy so far. As we move on to Mike Kelterborn, and he is not in his white, red and yellow colours. This feels wrong, although he is back in what? the Cup Series Season 1 colours, I think
I
this
was
is,
just
isn't
about
it?
to say, you remember from the Cup Series Season 1 when he made the Championship 5, so Championship experience, but that experience only goes as far as ending your race in the pit lane, or in the gravel track, Lewis Hamilton style. Gets the back end all out of shape there, does Mike, but will keep it valid to complete this lap.
Yeah, bit
Just
twitchy
wonder
for me.
where he'll go, probably between Jake and OKK, because I think he was a bit more aggressive on the curbs than what OKK was, so he should slot into P3 here.
Let's see what he can do.
From Cup Series.
P2.
P2. Well, correct me if I'm wrong.
Next up, we have got, it would be Ben and Connor. Now, these two are pretty much on par with each other. Ben, he is on the set of medium size, Connor on the set of soft. So those two have either kind of missed their slot nearly ever so slightly, or they've just come out very close to each other, which can happen with the outlap and everything and all the time. Well, over here is Ben through. That's a little bit wide, but you can get away with that curb on the right. You can go out a lot further than you think, because the track limit is until the white line. Now, the fun thing about this, these curbs is actually they lie to you because they're on the inside of the corner instead of the outside. I mean, you can't put the curb on the outside because it is in a wall, to be fair. So the curbs are on the inside, which is kind of unnormal. Normally they're all outwards, but these ones are inwards. But up to the line, here comes Mr. Ben, and that's going to be up to fourth. And next up straight away is Connor, and let's see where he can go. I reckon he's going to go third here. The answer is first. So what do I know?
The answer is you're wrong. I was just wondering where's Kia nicked all of these Cup Series drivers from? What's
I know.
Maybe it's because we're here, and maybe it's to make us like feel a bit more settled. Maybe.
Yeah, it feels like home. And then we see Speed Quinn. He's been in the Cup Series a few times, hasn't he?
He has 3 or 4. No, probably he's got more than 4 starts to his name, hasn't he? But eyeing up a full-time league return into the Kia Series next season.
That's good.
New game, new Quinn. But what can he do in his green and sort of bluey turquoise livery?
Yeah, he
Of course, he was almost part of this commentary team had your little TV not worked, Liam.
Yes, that is true. My little TV, which is worked, because if you don't know, my big TV spontaneously combusted yesterday. It died. Luckily, I have a TV from 2007 which works. So, good old 2007 TV that somehow just about has HDMI ports in it, otherwise I would have very much been buggered. But Quinn, he's P3, and, well, he's definitely doing what he needs to do. Next up, it's Mr. Kyle Langston. Now, Kaya, who isn't the slowest Kaya on my friends list, though, to be fair, it could be the same Kaya. So I might have 2 Kayas, which is, one's enough for me half the time. 2 of them is just, like, interesting. Now, he's driving, as per usual, in his camo Christmas livery, which just annoys me because it's the wrong time of year for the livery. But he's a man who says all he wants to do is not hit a wall. And, well, right, so far, he's not been near a wall to hit it, so this is a good start. Now, Jacko, you've watched Kaya, you know Kaya well. He's an optimistic man, loves and always wants to race in Cup. But let's see where he can go here today. Where he can go is in the wall, is where he can go, actually, to be perfectly fair.
I was just about to compliment him as well, because I was on board much before you were, Liam, and his line through turns 10, 11, and then up into 12, and I think it's the off-camber 13, was actually very, very good. And then he hit the wall at the end, Max Verstappen style, so not as good, but P8 for Kaya for now.
Look at this livery for big man Nico Goris. Don't think we've seen him in the Cup Series before, but I must say I would promote him just for his livery skills. Look at this. This is beautiful.
Yeah, wrapping the purple.
Did a Cup driver... Did we not see a Cup driver run something very similar to that once?
I don't know, but I mean, I know it's only the Thierry Marduk one, but he's done nice things of it, you know? I say give him a go and see if he can do another nice livery. He's gone 5th as well here, so I'd say it's decent, but I don't recall him being in the Cup.
I don't think
he hasn't.
so.
We've only had the 69 drivers thus far.
Nice. Talking of nice, it's Indecisive, who is so far coming through the middle sector. Hit the ball slightly on the exit of turn corner, is the accurate term to what corner he's hit the ball, because I don't know, there's too many of them. There are 23 of these corners, which is 23 too many for me half the time. Down to the last corner, which is very much a 4th to 3rd gear corner, get the front end turned in, don't hit the wall, which has been wide in the real life, so Verstappen can't hit it anymore, and then take the shortest line up to the line, which is the line which is there, and across the line, and that is going to be P10 for Mr. Indecisive, though he did hit the ball as well. Next up is not Cameron, which is invalidated, so it would be, presumably, Mr. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
I've got bad news, by the way. There's 27 corners on this track, so it's even worse than you imagined.
No.
So Liam can only count as far as 23. He
Yeah.
also said there's 23 too many, which means he only likes drag racing.
Yeah, I do.
But here comes Michael O'Sullivan, of course, off the back of a somewhat successful one-hub racing season and a semi-decent JACKOCAR season. But what can he do here? Can he impress in Saudi Arabia? Of course, Championship 5, if you're not one of the contenders, it is the easiest race to win in this league. So he'll be eyeing that up. He got his first pole, didn't he, as well? A couple of weeks ago, did Michael?
Yeah, he did. Comes through the exit of that. Bit gentle there, didn't go up to the wall, which he can do so. Is now way down the straight, and these corners just keep coming. Of the 27 now corners this track, it's gained some since the last time I saw. So there's another one. Is that might be 23. This is 24. I guess this might be 25, and then 26 and 27 are coming up next. So.
I think 5 or 6 of the corners, you've really got to like pretend that they're there, haven't you?
Yeah. So what I said is true in a certain point of view. This is a corner. This is the last corner, and technically, if you're really going to be pedantic, this is a corner as well, because you have to turn the steering wheel. So we can call that like another corner, and Sully goes up to P7.
Kanan is invalidated down in P15. That's not good news.
So next up is it's Jess, who's running the purple, yellow, and black livery, which is it's good. It's a lovely livery.
But
and he's purple in Section 1.
Yes. Kanan's Championship 5, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Chase
so
champion.
this is pretty disastrous then.
Huge.
Because
we all know you want to focus on your girlfriend, Liam.
Yeah,
but,
come on.
Championship 5 night for Isaac.
Yeah,
And
you'll
that
have
is
plenty
not
of
how he
time.
would have wanted to start it.
Plenty of screen time for her later on, but this is important stuff because Keenan is going to be starting P15 at best tonight, and I'd be very surprised if Yuri, at the very least, doesn't go above, because he's also in the Championship 5 and really doesn't want to be starting last. And I will let you have the floor, Liam. We'll just...
Yes. Now, Jess is gone purple in Sector 1 and has just gone purple in Sector 2. Now, knowing my game, this means nothing, but I'm going to have the glory of saying that Jess is on for my provisional pole position on the game.
I'll just turn my mic down here for a second.
So,
yeah, same.
They're going to
It's
turn the
all
mic
Liam.
down. Here comes Jess, up to the line. It's not pole because the game's lied to me. It's a 130.5.
You told us she was purple, bro.
Well,
Come on.
You watch the stream back and you will clearly see purple Sector 1 and purple Sector 2 pop up on my screen.
New God has just done purple Sector 1 with that logic then. This is the man who should have been in Championship 5 had it not been for an incident between Yuri and Leroy at the hairpin in Suzuka last week. And of course, because of that, Basil went on to win the race, which is why he finds himself here, and he's out next. But what can Matt Rosamond do? He'll be bitterly disappointed. This is your regular season champion as well, don't forget. And that explains the gold on his car. But he, sadly, all counted for nothing in the end, and not very committed through that very fast chicane. I think that's turn 32 and 33. Not sure as DRS open for Rosamond.
Well, it's a very nice livery. I do like the gold on that one, but it's a shame he's not in this for the Championship 5. I suppose it shows the unpredictability of the league in all tiers. He's won races, but 4 in Cup Series, I think, as well, so we know he has the pace. But tonight, he's going to be only 11th fastest. And like I say, the next 2 up are Championship 5 contenders. Baza, I'm still not quite over the puncture in Austria, and that was seasons and seasons ago. Are we finally going to watch Barry Baldwin win a championship? I wonder. We had a great time with him at karting last time, as we said. Lots of fun times in the bar, and I'm hoping that we sort of inspired him at least a little bit to come here tonight and win a championship. Didn't look the most committed, but as long as it's a somewhat decent lap, it may put him somewhere up the order, but it's not quick. It really isn't quick. Is it going to be top 10? I don't think it is. No. Only 12 fastest. That is really poor. He needs a big race tonight, because you've got Leroy up in 2nd position right now. He is the man. But can Yuri get himself above his teammate, above his brother, really? Above all of the sort of brotherly rivalry. You can't imagine losing a championship to your own brother. That would be awful. So Yuri, he's won races in both the Cup Series and the Kia Series this season. Can he get himself up onto pole tonight?
Well, it looked a pretty good first sector. That was a good second sector. Was very committed. Takes the shortest line to the line, and it's going to be only P3 alongside his brother. So Connor on pole. Leroy in second, Yuri in third. So Hasselager 2-3, Quinn in 4 from MK Bourne. Then is Excite, and then comes Jake, Sully, Ben, OKK in 10th, Jess 11th, Newgarden in 12th ahead of Bazza. As well, Kaya in 14th, Indecisive, Kamababo and Keegan with a mammoth task down the back.
But of course,
I'm looking forward to this one.
It is possible to win a race from the back, as has been proven a number of times. And just very quickly, if ever there was a reason why Connor needs to stay in Cup Series, well, that is it. Because Leroy has been one of the faster single lap qualifiers, hasn't he, this season? And he's been done by 3 temps from Connor. But of course, a long race ahead. What is it, 27 laps I think we got coming up?
Yes,
Is that right?
25 to 27 laps, if I am correct. Only 2 people, by the way, did invalidate their lap times. Keegan, which is really unfortunate, and Kamababa was the other driver to invalidate. So that surprisingly is very good, all things considered. Around a circuit, which is very easy to invalidate on because it's very fast.
Indeed, and hopefully that might mean we may be a little bit lower on warnings tonight, because I always hate to see races, and especially championships, decided by penalties. Kyle would know a thing or two about that from Cup Series. We always mention it when it happens, but it is a bit frustrating as a commentator to see it happen that way. So hopefully they all keep it nice and clean. But yes, the Hasselagers against each other tonight. This is like top quality entertainment. I can't wait for this. I'll tell you what, if it doesn't go quite well tonight, can you imagine it on Thursday? Because they could end up accidentally influencing the championship, but they have a little bit of beef after tonight.
Yeah, indeed. Well, I've always said that these two, somehow, they've been close hitting each other, but they haven't, I don't think at all, crashed into each other yet. They've got to do one of the hardest circuits near each other, so anything can happen. But Connor from Leroy, Yuri, then comes Quinn. MK Bourne in 5th, good to see him by the way as well, ahead of Mr. Excite. Then comes Jakey Boy in 7th, Ronnie O'Sullivan in 8th from Mr. Ben in 9th, Mr. OKK in 10th from Jess in 11th, Newgarden in 12th, Basil Bruss in 13th, Kaya is the world in 14th, Indecisive ahead of Kamababo, and the Swede of Kengan is hoping for a king-like performance to come back through this field. He starts dead last. So anything can happen here today. There's the perfect thing. We're loading into the thing. I timed that perfectly. I didn't mean to do that, but here we are.
Really
Jeddah.
well done.
First hosted a race last year.
You can come back again next season if you want.
I could do that. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what ends up happening. Might see what the game's like first to see what I want to do, because I started getting into this game. I've only got into this game properly in the last 2 months, and I've actually managed to do somewhat without crashing. Because if you didn't know, I had all my settings on 100% feedback and everything, which isn't ideal, because that means as soon as I turned, it was driving on a keyboard, it just was left, right, and then left. So I just turned it all down to not 100. Now it somewhat turns a bit.
There we go. Anyway, so for more on Liam's problems, you can contact me at Liam New Media on Twitter.
Or you can contact his girlfriend. You could contact the girlfriend.
Yeah. But I was just going to say, don't take this the wrong way, boys. I've been to Yuri's and Leroy's house. Okay, so the way their bedrooms are.
Here we go.
One bedroom is obviously there, and the next wall is the other bedroom.
Is there going to be a hole in there?
Outside the doors, you've got the big lounge sort of area. So if something happens between those two tonight, it won't be too far away from a family fallout. But a lot of people have been tipping Leroy to win this championship on this track, and he's proven. Oh, there you go. And he's proven that's why being the fastest in qualifying. But Yuri's been playing himself down, and yet here he is up into 3rd as we stand. But don't rule out Jake, and of course it's JACKOCAR, so anything can happen for Bazza in P13 and Kingan in P17.
Like I say, maybe aside from Monaco, you couldn't ask for a more unpredictable track to host a season finale. All these guys know that literally, I mean, even just a curb strike at one corner can send you straight into a wall. And yeah, if it happens at the wrong place. We saw pile-ups many times on a street track in this league. So really, anything could happen for anyone, anywhere. It's going to be most important to keep that front wing of yours intact throughout, and that could just bring you a championship. Shall we predict who we think is going to win it? We always do this at a Championship 5. No!
This is a terrible idea, because last time I predicted someone, they crashed.
The last time I predicted, I got it right. So I'm going to predict correctly. I'm going to correctly predict Leroy because he's been good in the Cup Series. We've enjoyed watching his potential. We've joked about him being the new full-time reserve. And I reckon after tonight, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind, as long as he doesn't completely lose pace overnight on F1 22, that he'll be in the Cup Series next time. And I reckon he'll bring a Kia Series title alongside him.
Yeah, I'm going to have to join you on that one, Owen. Leroy for the title, unless we get a safety car affected race. I do know what Yori's plan is, but for Yori's plan to work, if he's as slow as he says he is, he needs a lot of luck to work with him. So in a normal-ish race, let's say, it's Leroy's. Liam.
Yes, back to me. I predict no one is going to win. Well, I predict someone's going to win this title, hopefully.
Someone has to win it.
Someone
has
to win it tonight. Top 8, by the way, start on the soft. Only 2 on the mediums. That is Ben and Bazza, so the double B on the mediums. But the first car on the grid is Connor. The last car on the grid is Keegan. We have got 25 laps ahead of the drivers. 1 JACKOCAR Kia Series to be decided. The first of 2 championships that can be decided this week. But this is the Kia Series, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And who's going to be away then as the lights are off? And who'll be champion today? Then Connor gets a very good start, as here is Leroy and then Yuri coming up there as it is. Going to be 3 abreast nearly in turn of 1, but it's Connor leading from Leroy. Yuri in the back of 1 or 2 cars going very wide. Yellow flags flying up there. Looks like Cairo, maybe O'Sully's gone off somewhere at the back. But I think everyone seems to have got away pretty much unscathed at the front. MK Bourne dropping down the field. More yellow flags flying up, but Connor leads from Leroy. Yuri, then comes Quinn. Exciting 5th. Ben into 6th now. Jake in 7th. Newgarden up to 8th. Jess into 9th. Indecisive sparring away with Keegan, who's got damage on his front left end plate. Kaya as well, I think he got away with it. One car going very wide in the background. That looks like that. It might be OKK. Who's going backwards. Unfortunately, MK Bourne on my screen is very, very laggy indeed. So hopefully, not an issue for him. Kingan, meanwhile, he's going to be pitting straight away because he's lost his front wing pretty much.
Yeah, that's damage for him. Good placement made by Bazza, but he's just lost one actually to Callum Babel. He's on mediums, remember. Him and Ben Spurs on mediums. You'd expect to see Jake probably passing him for 6th place soon enough. But at least at the front, they kept it relatively clean.
Yeah, don't forget, of course, Baz with his 2 wins this season was gifted, or at least helped out at least by a teammate, Camo Babo, in front of him. I just wonder if Camo might carry him through the field, because he is a very quick driver. As Connor pits on lap 1, and what a shame for Kingham, by the way.
They're all coming in,
made up 5 positions on the first lap, and then lost them all.
Who's going to have to stack in a pit? There's always someone who has to stack. Luckily, the championship contenders don't appear to be any of the ones who have to do that. In fact, they may all be luckily getting away from it, because obviously that's a bit of a game of luck there, as Kanan then gets a 5-second penalty for speeding on the pit lane entry. But 1 safety car gets him back into it, so there's nothing massive to worry about. As you have Jake all over the back of Ben for 2nd place. Could really do with getting this move done quickly, and you can see he's put the ERS on. Is he going to go for a move into the long left-hander? Risky one this, but with the better tyres he may have the traction on the exit. I don't think he has the room though. He's going to have to just sit behind for now. He's got 4.5 seconds behind Tabata though, so he doesn't need to take too many risks here and end up causing damage to himself.
Yeah. You also can't sit there for the whole evening, because you're in Leroy with their first stops under their belt. It's pretty much, you know, they're waiting now. They are race leaders, so Jake needs to make up as much time as he can. But Ben, who left the door open for him at the hairpin, It just hasn't managed to get past him yet, as we have an early yellow flag. What's this?
Born. It's MK Born. He's dropped it at the hairpin. So what he's done is what Jake could have done. He's got it on the inside, and that's a clumsy spin back around. Must be careful here. The Ghost system works.
Whoa.
Which
That was so close.
That was lucky.
That was in front of Kingham, was it not?
Yeah, it was in front of Kingham and OKK. Those two probably just brown pant moment.
Jake pits.
Jake in. Kaya almost gets a inside line of a car, and there is a yellow flag, and there is Newgarden out of this race, and a virtual safety car has been deployed. Now, what I'm guessing is he's dropped it on the curb here. Safety car now deployed. And so Jake, Sully, and Kaya all got away with it. That's a big off.
Yeah. But look at this then. Jake does get himself back out there. I was worried he was going to lose more time than that. And Baza, I thought if it stayed VSC, Baza might be able to take some sort of advantage, but now it's full safety car. That is disaster, really. He's going to have to get himself round, and, well, obviously a pit stop under safety car won't be mandatory, but that does mean that, well, 4 out of 5 have already made their first stops.
Huge error then from Baza early on, and I'm the only... MK Born as well. I was just about to say the only non-mandatory stop there was Camo Babo, but that one will be under review because we didn't have the best view. MK Born is definitely non-mandatory, but everybody else from 5th down has done at least one.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure Baza would have had a chance to pit because I think it was, Leroy and Yuri coming around with Kaya at the final corner when the accident happened, so surely likes of Baza and the rest of the top 4 would have already been past the start-finish line, so I think that's why they didn't pit. But mind you, maybe could have argued they should have been pitting anyway, but I guess Baza on mediums, too early to throw a strategy away perhaps, but he's going to have to live with that now because he's going to be in quite a precarious position with people going to be attacking him from behind on this restart. He's got to try and look forward to getting himself up into the lead of the race, just get a bit of clean air. You do not want to be stuck behind people when you've got the corners as quick as they are here with the dirty air.
Now, the only real thing he's going to have here, which is going to help him, he will have Indecisive behind him, who is, of course, a slightly slower driver, no offence to Indecisive, so he's going to be kind of the inverted roadblock to Connor, though I fear Connor, knowing Connor's pace normally, it's going to be about 2 seconds and it'll be straight past. So there's that one, Leroy and then Yuri alongside each other. And we know how the restarts can be around here in JACKOCAR. It can be very, when the kit is series, it has occasionally got a little bit close for comfort. I've seen before, of course, was it just last week at Suzuka, Kaya is coming into the pit. Now, is he doing what he said he's doing and just getting himself to the back? I think he is. Kicking in as well, though. I was just going
to say, is anybody into conspiracy theories? Because the man that Baza knocked out last week for this final championship 5 place is the man that has now stopped Baza from being on the same strategy. I'm sure it's not that way, but I know there'll be a few people that love a conspiracy. And that is Newgarden with the early DNF. We didn't quite catch what happened to him. I know I certainly didn't. Did you guys see it?
It was the fastest corner on the track, wasn't it? Where he went off. So perhaps he has maybe hit the wall on entry or something. Maybe turns in too early, gets on a curb, spins. A variety of things could happen. But I love how you go straight to conspiracy.
Love a conspiracy.
Yes, everyone's good. Meanwhile, by the way, if you're wondering why Kingham has just stopped again, that is to get rid of a 5-second time penalty. No, by doing that and going off the circuit, you might pick up a 3-second time penalty to rub it into the wound.
We saw that one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did see that one. I was riding aboard of him. Safety car will be in at the end of next lap under presumption.
I'm pretty sure that Michel Goris or MXI, I don't think he's ever led a JACKOCAR restart.
I don't think so. He's been near the front.
Yeah, but I don't think he's ever been in this position in terms of being at the front. I'm sure as well, though, he's in the team speed parties, so he should be getting guided through it. You okay, Owen? Are you moving out, bud? Or?
No, just fixing something that we set up.
If
I'd fallen over, you'd have a lot more sound than that. Don't worry, the microphone picks up everything.
No, that's what I thought you were moving house. It's very loud.
Yeah. All is good.
If you are new to JACKOCAR, in terms of restart, you wait pretty much to the line to go, which some people go a little bit earlier than that. They sometimes drop back and wait until the leader goes and then get a big jump. We've seen that before. Now, that is all good sometimes. However, like I've seen before, it can occasionally cause a bit of trouble. Now, last week at Suzuka, you two, I'm pretty certain, saw a horrific accident from what the
yes,
from what I saw.
We did. It was a little bit of a massive accident, yeah. We had, what was it, third place man sort of losing it, and then the rest behind got caught up in his pile-up. 4 cars, including Leroy, got taken out of the race in that instance, and it was, yeah, pretty dramatic because it also impacted 2 of the drivers who were fighting to get into the Championship 5. So, yes, very dramatic stuff, and certainly something that we half and half don't want to see again tonight. Depends who's involved, really.
Everyone but the Championship 5 would be would be interesting if everyone else DNF'd and it was just a straight Championship 5 race.
This is a question that came up earlier. What happens if all the Championship 5 drivers DNF? The last one to DNF would be the champion, but hopefully it doesn't come to that. I have just seen the safety car hit the wall, by the way.
Yes, it did just hit the wall, and it is in this lap. Now, what happens though if they all DNF at exactly the same time, to the 1000th?
Well, there'll be someone on the timing screen will appear above the others, and that, I suppose, would be the only way of dealing with it.
Yeah. There would. Yes, Lara is correct. But excites the first car.
We don't want that.
Yes.
I won't want that. Probably. Right, safety car's coming in, and yes, we shall see if MXite can do a good restart. It's pretty simple on paper, but we have seen many times this season it's not go to plan.
Well, let's see then. Wait. It's a long straight, by the way. It keeps going. Wait. Now you pretty much can go because there isn't really a grid slot to go. So I think that's actually got caught up. There's a car off in the background. That is OKK, who is coming to the pit then, actually. But everyone's gone away into turn 1. A bit of kerfuffle there in turn number 2 and 3. As there is Leroy and Excite.
Yeah, but look at side by side, the Challenger 5 contenders are teammates, and Leroy has taken the initiative and he's just burst in front up into 4th place. That is essentially the championship lead right now. As MXite sadly, he's going to fall right to the back.
Yeah, he's just trying to get himself out of the way as everyone comes through. Got awfully close to Leroy. We got a yellow flag. That is actually for, I think, Kaya, who's slowing down as well. But there is Connor going and passing Bazza, and now Connor straight up into 2nd position. Next up will be Ben, as there you can see more yellow flags hovering up. I think that was OKK. It was bringing out the essentially phantom yellow flags and decisive.
Bazza's wide.
Bazza's struggling. Yori's all over the back of him here.
And this is just coming at you very quickly, but where do you go down here? It's just so quick, anything can happen at the straight. By the way, thank you very much to my favourite friend, the bot, in the chat, which is infiltrated us yet again here in the Kia series. Our favourite sponsor, Mr. We can't pronounce it, and we might get sued if we say.
Yeah, but look
here
at
comes
this.
Yuri to the outside line, and this should be potentially a relatively easy move, though. Bazza
not against a Challenger 5 contender, I won't be.
So let's see, outside line, and he'll get the traction on the exit. He has slightly fresher tyres. It's going to be a drag race down to the start line. In comes, that is Ben into the pit lane. In comes Leroy as well. I hope he hasn't got damage. As there you can see Yuri slotting in now into 2nd position. Bazza into 3rd. I'm going to go down now to see what Leroy's up to. Hopefully he hasn't got damage. He has. New front wing for Leroy. That is a real shame. A set of medium size. That will potentially go to the end, but that's going to be a very much a stretch.
He needs a safety car.
Yeah, that's exactly what he needs. But you know what? 2nd stop out of the way. We know how chaotic this track can be. That might not be the worst scenario in the world, actually.
Indecisive, meanwhile, talking of carnage, just had a tank slapper on the exit of that, well, where Mick Schumacher died, nearly. We'll say that much, because he hit the ball very heavily. That was a very big off back this year. Mick Schumacher hasn't had very much luck at this circuit. He crashed in 2020, of course, down the other corner, which is after this one, as Indecisive again, taking new track.
Oh, wow. I tell you what, the defending we've seen on the last 2 laps from Baz has been incredible. Yes, he's a pit stop behind, but he's doing absolutely
look at Jake
to try and make something of this championship. Here goes Quinn to the outside.
Jake's going to try and get both of these two here, and he knows he needs to get there. He's now sitting, second favourite as it stands. If he can just get himself in front of these two, and he'll be maybe able to try and chase after Yuri. Looks like Connor sort of booked it down the road. Quinn now up into the third position. Can Jake come back? Baza will pit, so that'll make it easier. But Jake and Kanan, in all fairness, in next place now. He's starting to put himself back into play. And yeah, DRS enabled. This is far from over yet, by the way. I know Yuri's got himself a little bit of space now, but yeah, definitely not sort of all cut and dry just yet.
So it sounds like someone's trying to knock the door down somewhere. I just heard in the back.
Yeah, that's my brother on FIFA.
Ah, yes. Now, I spoke to Rowan earlier, and he said that FIFA can be very toxic and potentially rage-inducing. I'm guessing that's indecisive at that big moment there. How on earth did Sully avoid that one? I don't know. There goes Jess coming through. Here is also MK Bond, says thank you very much, Sunshine. That'll be into 9, but indecisive, getting a bit of a twitch on through that. And that is that corner, which is very easy to do. And this is a circuit which the tyres can overheat very easily as well. You can see him lighting up the rears again. So indecisive, very much struggling. Let's hope he stays on the proverbial eye. Look, never mind, he's gone straight off. There he goes, and nearly hits the ball for good measure. And
I was just going to say, Kingan picking up a deserved 3-second penalty there.
Yeah.
He has been exploiting and experimenting with track limits, and that one is deserved.
Passing
Camo. Yeah, going straight past. That wasn't too difficult. And these guys are all catching Yuri.
Yeah.
Facing the wrong way.
Oh dear, safety car, full safety car. So this is Leroy sitting there thinking, actually, yeah, I'm back in this now. As long as he doesn't run over the debris.
In the pit.
Just about.
I think he might have got that one just about that, so he is potentially lucky. Jack, I think you got a better view.
That's going straight to the investigation, I'm sorry.
No, I don't. Come back to me. I'll work it out for you.
Yeah.
That might be investigated, but that was awfully close. But he has got a 3 stop, and he will be ahead of his brother. So that is his second stop for Yuri to the end of this race. What is it? 16, 17 laps to go on that set of tyres. A long, long way to go. So, and it is. So Kingan's done 2 stops. Kamababo's done 2 stops. So I think potentially Kingan and Kamababo, he's done 2. Those have got non-mandatories as well, I think.
I'm gonna just. I'm looking back on this safety car. The second that gets called, Yuri's only just got out of the final corner, so there's no way he would have been committed to that pit lane. So I'm gonna go down as non-mandatory on that one.
Just arrived back to confirm exactly the same thing. He was nowhere near the pit entry. I wonder if it's tactical, or if, like I told you the other week, Owen, perhaps the drivers get a slight delay when the safety car is informed. So we get it early and they get it slightly later. But that one is very much under review, just like the Camo Babo from the first safety car.
Well, we will see what happens on that one, but based on our intel, he still has a stop to make, and that still then leaves Leroy as the only driver of this Championship 5 to have finished both stops, although of course those tyres may not be in best nick at the end of the race, but at least he has his mandatories done.
It does make you wonder if if Yuri knows about Leroy's tyre situation, and he can afford to do a non-mandatory. So put him on the same strategy. He's ahead of him on track, and then just pit at the same time, pit a lap before, whatever.
What's it? There's no more pit stop for Leroy. That's my point. He's going to the end, surely.
Yeah, has picked up a penalty. In comes OKK.
Just bring Bowser back into it as well.
Yes.
Non-mandatory new nose for OKK. No. Set of soft tyres goes on, and out he goes then. So he's just going to go and have some fun. With fair play to him, he doesn't have to. He can stop as many times as he wants, to be fair, as long as he does his course 2 mandatory on circuit stops. So he's going for what is the most stops we've ever seen in one race. I think it's
jeez.
I think back to Monaco season 1 maybe.
9, I think, for Pete that day, wasn't it?
Was that a JACKOCAR or was that ILR? I can't remember.
I feel it was a JACKOCAR one. Because I think we were both sat there counting the whole time. So you were racing back in ILR, so that must have been JACKOCAR.
in comes
Very
Indecisive as well. Is this for a new nose as well? Yes, it is. So a new nose for Indecisive as well. I tell you what, I don't know. These guys, they must have a high budget for all these noses because I'm pretty certain on this game there is unlimited front noses. On older F1 games, if you broke all your noses, that was it. You get retired. Back if it was 2011 and 2012 and 13, you could do that as well, if memory serves me correct. So, careful, Indecisive. And he's going to get a penalty for that one as well.
Under safety car, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's pushing it a bit, isn't he? Indecisive. He pushes it very hard. He's not enjoying this game. In fact, he joined me last week in the commentary box, which I think he enjoyed more. I think he would have enjoyed if he joined. Oh, he might have gone again. The ball. So, you know what? I literally just said I think he might have floor damage, actually, because in fact he did hit the wall.
Yuri's in the pits again. For soft and a new front wing. So he's had some sort of accident then under safety car. And, well, if it wasn't favourite before, then Leroy surely definitely favourite now, because he's now in front of his brother.
It's going to get spicy, isn't it? Safety car's going to stay out for a long while here as we wait for the clear up for Indecisive's unfortunate disposed corpse, which has unfortunately been sent away, I think, already, actually. I think the game disposed of him. Unfortunately for Indecisive, he is out.
Gentlemen, an update for you for the first of the two pit stops that Yuri did under the safety car. The first one, apparently he was past the commitment line before he had the on-screen notification. That's key to this. So that would therefore clear him of a complete set of mandatory pit stops.
However,
the second one, however, puts him down in P14. So he is still under review for that lap 9 pit stop, providing he can give us evidence, but I sense with soft tyres he's going to be pitting again anyway.
Yeah, he definitely will. These tyres only last around about 10 laps. They can potentially stretch a little further, but around a circuit like this, anything can happen. Though if he feels he has got his 2 mandatory stops, if he can provide pure evidence and prove that our verdicts that we are incorrect, he will be cleared. And if he can still come back through, which if he's on the soft tyres, that's what he's gambling on right now, just to go banzai to the win. Because the soft tyres, by the way, it's around about a second and a half around this circuit to the mediums. They're very quick, so we're going to see all sorts of carnage happen. Safety car is in this lap as well, so it's this time going to be Connor.
What it has done as well, the man who said he's got no pace around it, followed by the chase champion, those two are currently on for the title as it stands. But there's 15 laps to go. Who you got?
Well, we know we've got another restart to deal with, and I still feel we haven't quite had as much carnage as we were expecting yet. As this race continues on, these guys will get a bit more desperate, and with a lot more of these Challenger 5 drivers in the midfield, this could still get very messy.
Well, let's see then. Connor, gotta take it to the line, or as close as he can to the line, and he's gone quite now then, so away we are back going. It's almost free of breath.
Look at Kanan.
Down in the background is a lot of cars' breath. There is so much also front wing, it looks like, in the background, as Connor leads away.
Kanan! Oh dear. He's taking Leroy as well. That's a shocker. And that'll be a definite new front wing for Leroy. And I think there's more accidents happening up the field as well, as Kanan, diving into turn 1, has taken himself and Leroy potentially out of the championship running, as MK Bourne is a big off and is out of this race. What a dramatic restart.
MK Bourne lost his front wing before we even got to the start line, so he's gone off and has obviously dropped it as well. He's over the curbs, and that almost looked like KK having a big slow up off the road there. Keegan struggling, almost hits the ball as well. Here is Leroy, who I'd be gobsmacked if he hasn't got damage. He has indeed got damage, like you said. MK Bourne is out this session. Yellow flags are flying, but Leroy in trouble. This is all going to help the likes of Yuri, Jake, and Camo Babu. Safety car has been redeployed then, so for the third time. And remember, the record in Kia series for safety cars, I think, is 7. We're already on 3. Technically, if you want to count the virtual, which I do, that's a 4 as well, because we had a virtual which then got into a safety car, so I count them as 2 separate things for some reason. So we are on 4 of potential of 7. So we've only had a few laps of racing.
This one should be quite quick, but by the way, it went a little bit unnoticed. Yuri in that restart made up 7 positions.
Well, all the carnage happening in front of him, he just was able to navigate through it. Leroy gets to pit as well as Keenan, but, well, does Keenan actually have damage? I wonder if he'll be put under investigation. I'm sure Leroy, if he finds Keenan in front of him at the end of this race, and it's for the championship, he will have him straight up to the stewards. But, yeah, we got 4 of them into the pits. I think OKK might have pitted on the restart.
He did.
So he got out of all the chaos, and that's actually bought him a P10. So that's actually worked out relatively decently for him. As Leroy, another new front line in this race, gets himself back out onto a set of softs. And, well, hopefully he doesn't get caught up in another restart accident.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened. Obviously, Owen, you got a better start because I was looking up more towards the front. So you could tell me exactly what happened. I'm presuming Leroy dived up the inside of Keenan. They met turn number 1 and then death.
No, it was actually Keenan, who was in 4th place at the time, was diving up the inside. I'm just checking back now. I have a feeling he was going up the inside, possibly of Camo Babo. Yes, it was. So he was up the inside of Camo Babo, and he hits him, spins, takes Michael O'Sullivan with him, and then as he spins the rear of the car back around, Leroy, who had chosen to go to the inside to avoid it, gets rear-ended and breaks his front line, and then, yeah, that's what did all that. So basically, it was Keenan just spinning all the way around, doing a 360 through turn 1, and the drama that caused, well, leaves us in this situation.
Yeah. Matt King, by the way, Mr. Indecisive. Well, thank goodness that's over. Now, I'm presuming, Indecisive, you had floor damage from your earlier spin. That probably explains why you've crashed. Can you confirm you have damage? I mean, your car obviously says it has damage because you're not in the race, but can you confirm you had some diffuser damage or some type of damage like that?
Whilst we wait for Indecisive to type his reply, you mentioned floor damage, side pod damage. Just wonder, does Leroy, does Keenan, does Yuri have any of that? Certainly Jake and Bazza, the other 2 Championship 5 contenders, a little bit off of strategy, of what is you could consider a normal strategy as we have some more pitters. They are sitting alright, actually, at the moment. Certainly not been involved in anything, so they won't have any excess damage. So keep an eye out for those 2, as we see OKK and Kaya in the pits. This is OKK's 4th non-mandatory, by the way, of the evening.
Damage, he's going for a set of tyres, he's going to the end. Kaya's on 3, he just took a new nose as well. So there's that. Hello to Blue Matt in the chat as well to say, but out comes OKK, out comes Kaya at the back, but it is Connor leading this race behind it is the Aston Martin. I missed the AMG then. It's the, I don't know what Aston Martin it is off the top of my head. It's one of the Aston Martins. Green is all I can say. I don't know what Aston Martin is.
So all this carnage and the 5 contenders remain in the race. That's the positive thing that we can take away from this.
Right, so surely we're going to get the safety car in at the end of this lap, and maybe get back into the flow of things. We've been sat with safety car and then accident, so a little bit of an accident intermission, then back to safety car since, well, what, lap 9, so hopefully we get this thing on the way, because Jake and Bazza would quite like to pit again at some point, and they've not really had the chance to, because if they want to win this championship, they've obviously got to do their mandatory stops. And they could be somewhat of dark horses towards the end of this thing, because they'll end up being on the freshest tyres. And look, accidents happen here so often, anyone could get caught up in it still. And we know Jake is arguably the favourite coming into this. I mean, technically, if we're going to go purely on points, then he is the favourite, because he's got those points there. So, you know, and he's got the 3 race wins. You know, he is the man for all this. But we'll see how it all pans out. That safety car is on its way back to the pit lane once again.
Oh yeah, Red Matt, by the way, saying can't wait for Owen's PS5 to crash at the Champ 5 on Thursday. So
please, no.
There's that one. But here we are then with Connor for the 2nd time this afternoon for him to restart the race. He's got, again, Quinn alongside him, and then Cameron Babbage, the top 3 pretty much as they were pretty much last time around, but let's see what this time can do as we get ready. And of course, Connor can leave it as late as he certainly would like. And now he will go underway. Looks like Kingan's jumped to a position. There's a bit of a kerfuffle at the back again. More yellow flags as we come down towards number one. Some are getting very squeezed into turn number one as they head through. There is Camo Baba and Bazza as I think potentially as we go through the field. This time around, everyone has just about got through.
Jake shut the door on Leroy there, who made 3 or 4 positions on the restart. That his tyres will be starting to struggle now, but yeah, Leroy has made good progress thus far.
Look at Yuri. Yuri made a fantastic restart. He went straight up into 4th place. Had to get his elbows out to do it as well. Was very nearly put into the wall, but he is making the massive progress that he needs to be. And Leroy, he'll see that happening. He'll be desperate to get himself up ahead of Jake, and that is a tricky move, even though he's on much newer, faster tyres. Still, don't put it into the wall, Leroy, whatever you do.
Yeah, it's the crucial thing right now. Don't hit the wall, gets awfully close to it, and now he's going to have to try and use all of his ERS, but of course Jake will be using his ERS as well. Leroy being a bit more conservative. Now he's not using it because I think he's thinking of the long game. Wait for DRS, wait for an opportunity to present itself, because of course Jake on those mediums versus these soft tyres, like I said, it's around about a second odd deficit to each other. Now he can use the ERS. And let's see, is he going to think about a dive to the last corner? Jake's going to be forced to go left. Now he'll start pulling right. Squeeze him, as you can see Ben and Yuri battling up the front as well. Round the outside, and he dances his way through. And that now up into P7, as in comes a flurry of cars. In comes that Connor, Quinn, Bazza, they're all in. We've got to wait for them all to come onto my screen. So Quinn in, we've got Ben in, we've got Quinn, they're all, well, everyone pretty much from 8th down.
All of a sudden, the top 4 are 4 of the 5, Championship 5, leaving, who is it, Jake, who's most importantly made a pit stop. It leaves Bazza, as far as we're aware, the only one who has to complete a mandatory set. Of course, Yuri under review as he continues to lead this race by 2.2 seconds. Is it falling his way? Is it finally his time? The man who's won in both tiers, one of only 3 drivers to do so in JACKOCAR. Is it his night?
Well, you gotta think about this. Leroy's on 2 lap pressure tyres. Doesn't sound like much, but in the last lap of this race, you gotta want Leroy's tyres. And if he can get himself past Bazza in good time, then he can work on closing in. He's going to have 9 laps at the end of this one to make that happen. A safety car would greatly help, but he's got to get by Bazza first, who's defending for his life instead of pitting, which he really should have been doing in my opinion, but he hasn't. And look at the blocking he's doing. This is costing so much time. ERS for Leroy. This has to be the move now. Bazza's not going to do anything too erratic here. And so, it's going to be 2 brothers fighting against each other. Leroy chasing down Yuri. This is going to be some finish.
Well, you say that,
but and he does.
I thought for a second he was going to come back and attack him there, and he doesn't. Further down the field, we're looking at we've got Sully, King, and Bazza in. So Kaya, who is, I believe, still got to stop at some point in this race, will jump up into 5th position now with his 4 stops. So I don't know who's actually doing what, because everyone's stopped about 80 million times so far in this race. KK, by the way, has got himself up into 4th.
Yeah, KK's done 4 non-mandatories and Kaya's done 2 non-mandatories, so he is good. He is there in position in P5, but OKK is not.
I'll say, now look here it is. Oh, that's brave for Connor. Try go around the outside. Oh dear, Kaya's off. Never mind, I've said go on Kaya and he drops it immediately. See, this is what happens when I speak. As here comes Quinn, and you know why Kaya was in 5th, now he's in 7th. So I'm now sad. Never mind. See, this is Kaya, who, if you don't know, doesn't get much luck when I talk about him positively. Though hopefully for him, he at least keeps it on the island a bit longer than this one and doesn't end up going off into the stratosphere. So he might lose another position. He has collided actually now with Camo Babo. And I'm just going to stop stalking, aren't I?
Yeah, more important news. More important news. Leroy's getting a 2nd on this lap on his brother. That is the important thing we should be looking at. Let's stop cursing Kia and let's curse Leroy instead. Might give us a bit more drama for the end of the race, you know? As okay, has he just been in the wall? I think he has. He's in his way to the pit lane now.
This is a mandatory stop for OK.
Yeah, but did tap the wall in the final corner as well for good measure.
Yellow flags, and who's that for? Down at the last
Ben.
corner, and that is...
Nearly 6 like Kanan.
That's another unsafe rejoin. I tell you what, for some reason, under the lights here at good old Jeddah, they've all seemed to have forgot to use their indicator. Well, these cars don't have indicators, to be fair, but they forgot to use their virtual indicators in their mind, not to put out in front of other cars. To be fair, though, this is a very easy circuit to do that, but you can't...
Kia's in Narnia. Where's he find himself now?
Yellow flag, and Kaya... I think
has he broke his wing or something? Or is he just letting everyone through so he doesn't, like, ruin someone's race?
He did this last week, didn't he? At
That
Suzuka.
can bring out a safety car, that's the only worry there.
Well, luckily it hasn't, but he must have some sort of damage, or has he got floor damage,
I
or...
think he's gone out of the way.
Well,
He did this
he's
at
going around the
Suzuka.
corners with ERS on, which I don't quite understand. But at the front, the gap is a 1.4 now.
And they've got relatively similar ERS levels as well, so it's not like there's a massive advantage one way or the other here. It's just Leroy's got the pace, and that's what's going to matter. And he'll have DRS soon enough. And we're really about to see some elbows out here. This is going to be some championship finish. Remember, these two are separated by but a single wall, so they are going to absolutely be... yeah, the nerves will be high here because they know they'll be hearing someone celebrate on either side of the wall, and they don't want that to happen.
Well, let's hope that for the sake of their races, they both don't end up in a wall together, which is always possible around here. The walls are inches away. One small mistake, we've seen it before, and it will end in tears. Talking of
there it
tears,
is.
there it is, a penalty, but that might not mind because look, he's in DRS already, and by taking a 3-second time penalty, he's gained nearly a second through that sector. And I tell you what, if he does that another 2 times, he might actually be able to pull away that gap nearly. Quinn gets a penalty, Kamababa gets a penalty, they're all picking up penalties, KK's picked up a penalty, and it's penalty zone here in Jeddah.
Well, do you know
7
what?
attempts through sector 1, that's what he
Yeah.
gained, but go on.
It's a very good point. He has now got 2 warnings that he can take whenever he wants, but when's he going to go for the move? He's so close into 22 and 23. That'll be suicidal to go for a move there, but he can surely set it up. And the ERS is on. He hits the curb nicely, doesn't lose the car. DRS enabled. Is he going to do what Leclerc and Verstappen did and muck about for DRS, or are he just going to go straight through into the lead? And Leroy is in front of his brother. And I think he's going to be
Yuri's
passed
gonna
back
come
though,
back.
because Yuri's going to have the DRS. And this is it. Should they have been playing cat and mouse like this, Yuri will happily do this for the rest of the race because of Leroy's penalty. I'm going to check Yuri's warnings because I'm sure he'll be very much aware of the penalty, and he's got no warnings, so he has got ammo to play with. So Leroy really does have to take the initiative here, get ahead and make the gap, and even if he closes by a massive amount in sector 1, where exactly are you supposed to pass? So he really could have done with passing at the better DRS zone down towards turn 1 rather than 27.
Yeah, it's always
Because Leroy is far, far more committed through that sector 1, which is where you gain all the time. Yuri just needs to keep his head. Oh, it leaves the door open there. But if he keeps his head, the championship is going, well, to the same house as Leroy. But not to the correct room, in Leroy's opinion.
Well, he's got to make that happen as Leroy.
And these guys are both pushing it. Now, don't try and make a move into here. It will not work. One of you will have to back out. He's
Jesus
going
Christ.
for it then. He's got the nose up the inside, and Yuri's going to have to give him room. But Leroy thinks, I'm not going to do this because he will cover the door off. Careful on the curb.
speed.
Now, let's see. Return of Leroy and these two. They'll happily switch around yet again, but as long as Yuri can stick within at least a couple of tenths of a second, which he will, he wants to be within about 2 or 3 tenths, and that'll be dandy for him. Bit of a bad exit, and the gap opens up. Connor, meanwhile, up into 3rd. Here's the DRS rebattle. Has he got close enough while he's harvesting inside or outside? He's going to the inside then, to the wall, into turn number 1. He gets the job done, but these two are going to touch then. Will they finally come a cropper? They get awfully close on the exit of turn 1, and it's side by side then. And now he's going to look to the inside. Here comes Leroy. Late braking, back through into the lead, but takes a track extension warning for good measure as well. But he is bolting now. And now he's got a potential to try and do it. He needs to pull this 3-second gap But now, all of a sudden, with DRS, he can try and come back freaking Yuri, but now Leroy's got to have to be careful, but also push. Yellow
Talk about
flags.
commitment. Talk about commitment. Yellow flag for OKK, who's doing donuts for some reason. And I'm sure Yuri picked up at least one warning and all of that. He fought so hard, and yes, he has got a warning, so he's got to be careful. He's just about in DRS, but he's burning all the ERS to do it. But those two fighting so well. That was so committed. Very good driving. And are they going to continue on this next lap as we continue to see OKK crawling right? I'm always aware that if he makes too many mistakes, it could be a safety car, and we know he's not too, well, he's used to spinning right, let's say that much.
Tell you what, Yuri's still in this fight as well. As we say green for now, Leroy actually goes wide at the exit of 27. And here comes Yuri for another chance into turn 1. Will they leave each other room? Is he going to put his brother in the wall again? Yuri to the outside. And up to turn 1 they go, and Leroy breaks late, and Yuri has the inside, but is it going to be moved done? This is crucial. He's got to stay within 3 seconds, and he might just have a championship to take home with him at the end of the night. Turn 4, in they go. Leroy almost clips the wall on the inside, but he gets away with it. Yuri is still there, a threat as ever.
Look at the speed that Leroy can take through this sector. He's almost flat out, though that would be that might also be another potential off-track excursion there just for Leroy, so he must be careful he doesn't get too many of these as they come down into the elongated hairpin. A little bit of a twist then for Leroy and the Hasselager brothers battling for the Hasselager honorary trophy, and whoever wins this race will pretty much be champion. Though big twitch again for Leroy, and this is just looking like, is he using his tyres too much right now?
It's his ERS as well, because Yuri's saving his while Leroy is burning his. Obviously, remember what I said earlier about these tyres? They may end up still being a factor. You mentioned it, but 8 laps compared to 10 laps, you know, in 4 laps' time, can we see Yuri just not have the performance with Sector 1? This is why he needs to get ahead and just make sure he can block, even if for one more lap. It would just stop Leroy from being able to get himself clear. Will he go for another move? Because even if he does, he'll do it just to distract his teammate or to distract his brother, just to stop him from pulling away. And here comes Yuri again. And he'll actually just sit behind this time. So this is Leroy's opportunity. He has got to absolutely send it through the S section and not make a mistake. Let's see if he can do it.
Well, yeah, the issue here is as well, remember, like, these two are battling so much. Leroy's having to go off, like, take more defensive line. He's having to use his tyres up as well in all of this. Again goes wide through there. And you can just see he's really pushing the track limit.
Yeah, Yuri's much closer this time. I tell you what, a few of the boys in the Cup Series chat are looking at this thinking this is going to be me on Thursday night. Yellow flags further down the field.
Oh,
it's
wow.
too late for a safety car. It's Kaya that's out.
Are we sure it's too late?
6.
I would say
24,
so.
25, yeah, we are. So it's too late just about now then, so we won't get a safety car.
Yuri makes a mistake as well. He went wide into, what was it, I don't know, turn 29 there. But he remains in DRS to have 2 shots of it on this lap still. There's going to be 6 DRS zones left over the course of this race. Yuri is there. Leroy needs 2.5 seconds before he can even start to relax.
1 warning away from a setting penalty is Leroy.
Yeah,
so he can't even use that trump card now in the first sector. I'd say this is swinging more and more in Yuri's favour as we continue on to the penultimate lap of the championship. And look at the run that Yuri has once more. Will he look to the inside? No, he will just sit behind, let Leroy pick up that last warning. And he's has a big slide.
Struggling so much now.
He's used his tyres by doing all this defending. That's what I said he was needing not to do.
Oh, Yuri straight out a warning.
Wide as well. That's a warning for him. That's his second potentially.
Yes, it is. It is. Oh, Leroy, if you know what's good for you here, you might just, I don't know, get into another wheel-to-wheel fight. Just shove him wide or something. It might be dirty, but this is things you have to do to win a championship. And, well, he's not just going to sit there and let Yuri not make a mistake, right? He's going to have to think of something. Because right at this moment... Exactly, let it happen, Leroy. Let Yuri come by and fight him. That's what I'd be doing in this situation, because you're losing the championship if you don't. Simple as that. You're not going to make 3 seconds now.
It's going to see that they're going to have 1 lap to decide the championship. 1 lap to decide the ultimate prize in the Kia Series. It's the World Championship. And it can only be won, potentially, by 1. But which is it going to, then? Is it Hasselhoff or is it Hasselhoff? We don't know. It could be anyone here. It could, it could still be... It could be anyone further down. It's a bit of a better exit for Leroy. Like, he's got a good exit, 7 temps. And he's saving his ERS. And now he's got to be careful. These two, final lap here today, and who is it gonna be? Down towards turn 1, it's Leroy leading Yuri. The gap, 7 tenths of a second. Yuri, 1 mistake away from a 3-second time penalty. Leroy, 1 second away. Well, 1 mistake away from a 6-second time penalty, and that is pushing an extreme to limit. But he's getting the gap up a bit more. No, must be careful, just about keeps it in track limits. The real next opportunity to get a validation or go wide, that is coming up on the exit of not this corner, but the next one. That's one place to do it, and then it's pretty much the quick left-right chicane. It's 1 second between these two, and now all of a sudden, Yuri's starting to burn it.
Yeah, I think his chance is gone. He relies on sector 1 too much. The rest of this, as Yuri has a moment, the rest of the track is all just flat out to the end. But Yuri is catching.
Yeah.
Maybe a big step into the final corner.
Yeah, Leroy. The thing is, though, where on earth is Leroy going to get him to extend the track limits? I don't think there is anywhere left now. So, Leroy, he's played too fair, perhaps, and it might cost him a championship tonight. I'm sure Yuri doesn't care. Look at him closing in. Oh, is he going to do it on track? What's going to happen here? Into the final hairpin. I think, yeah, he's going to take the sensible option.
Yeah, well, here we are then, and they're going to go side by side. He's heading him through, I think, or they're going to go inside the line. But the championship could only be going 1 by 1, and it's going Dutch in 2022. And it's Mr. Yuri who wins the title from his brother Leroy. Connor, by the way, in 3rd, and now we wait for Quinn to cross line in 4th. He's had a very decent race. Excite is going to cross the line in 5th. And then up next will be Camo Babo in 6th. Jake, by the way, will finish in 7th ahead of Keegan, who, all things considered, has had a very decent comeback. Jess continuing that streak of top 10 finishes. If I'm not mistaken, she will finish in 9th.
That was one. We'll let it count. We'll let it count.
Points
well, that's a P10.
Yuri there and Leroy ended up playing fair in the end. I guess Leroy didn't fancy sabotaging his teammate there. They went for a bit of a photo finish, and it nearly cost Leroy 2nd place, actually. But, yeah, do you know what? That's fair enough between those two. I was expecting blood and guts everywhere, but maybe I am. This is why I don't race in this league full time.
I think Leroy knew at that point it had gone, hadn't he? So he let Yuri have the win on track, which is the best way to win these championships. And Kia Series, unlike the Cup Series, has required a race win every season to win the title.
And that is it then. That is the Kia Series over. Well, it will be when OKK crosses the line. If he crosses the line, he's doing all sorts of weaving.
That is the most, that is the joint most pit stops, if I'm correct, for Kia Series.
Yes, probably. Wouldn't surprise me.
At least this season. KK has claimed the potential on Rick Kingan gets the in-game drive of the day. And to be fair play to him after all his troubles to come back through to where he did. That is a very good race. But it's Yuri, your champion here today.
And what do you think then, Jacko? Is this a good preview for Thursday? Are we looking forward to that more now after the wheel-to-wheel fights that we saw there? I gotta say, I'm hyped.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, I'm a bit more involved with Cup Series. As you know, I've seen bits of practice how the boys are doing. They're a faster bunch of drivers. We have to accept that. And I think if we could get what we had with the 2 Hasledger brothers tonight, but with all 5 contenders, with just a train of 5 passing back and forth, I think we're very much in for a very good race. But that was absolutely astonishing to begin championship week. Fair play to Yuri and Leroy, and of course credit as well to Jake Kingan and Bazza for making it to the championship 5. But on the night, it was Yuri Hasledger, your season 3 Kia champion.
Indeed. So your official rundown: Yuri from Leroy, Connor, Quinn, Excite, Jay, Kamababa, King and Jess, Bazza, Sully, Ben, KK, then from Kaya, MK Bond from Indecisive, and Newgarden. And, well, I'm going to be all sad now because that's my potentially last commentary on the game. It's over. No.
Doesn't sound too sad.
As for me and you, Owen, I'll see you Thursday.
Yeah, of course we'll be joined by friends, of course. Arnold, who can't understand a word of anything I say, which will be great fun. And Gareth, who can. So, that'll be good.
Force him in the box, are you?
Yeah,
Well, don't say it like that.
Well, I mean, Jack said we're having a threesome in the box earlier on, so, I mean...
I've never said such a thing.
Didn't
But anyway,
section.
Thursday night Cup Series will be contested by Ben Shaw, Matthew Redmore, Jake O'Sullivan, Kieran Spears, and Jamie Wright, two-time champion. But you have to tune in on Thursday for that one. But tonight is Yori's night, and that is the Kia Series over for another... I guess we can shut the door on this one for another 3 months before we open up again for Season 4.
Indeed. And, well, from me, I want to say thank you to Jacko for letting me commentate again. I say again, though this is the first season I've commentated on, so thank you for letting me commentate all these races, I guess.
The reputation before you is we've had different commentators every season.
Yeah, like, they're just... they're all scared. Well, we've had about a different commentator every race, to be fair, alongside me, so...
We have, actually.
Either everyone's scared of me, or... Yeah, I think everyone might be scared of me. There is a possibility, but... I wish thank you very much to Mr. Jacko, and of course thank you, Owen, for being the 89,000th commentator alongside me, as well, my good friend, who, luckily, for once, Owen's PlayStation hasn't imploded, so we've succeeded finally.
Yeah?
A stream where Owen hasn't died. But, on that bombshell, I have been Evil, Jacko has been Jacko, Owen has been Owen. The Kia Series has been the Kia Series. Thank you to KK for hosting it. We'll see you at some point in the future. Join those two lovely blokes with another two joining on top of them for their entertainment on Thursday.
With us, man.
Don't listen to what he says, please.
See you next. See you on Thursday for that interesting, intriguing moment. Until then, goodbye from me. If it'll let me end.